Today on Singles Court, Donna takes her guy on a short little tramp, but Sarah, her roommate, turns into a vamp.
She has on these like little Hooter shorts.
Hijacking boyfriends is her trademark stamp.
Most people would not walk in and go, oh, well, now I think he's cute too, when you weren't even interested in him prior to that.
And Eric says implants deflated his angel.
This is the woman I've been visualizing my whole entire life. It's almost like God came to me and told me, this is the one.
Now he wants the wedding cast out unless Brenda gets things off her chest.
They're looking at Brenda with these humongous breasts. I can't believe it.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show on the Singles Broadcast Network. I'm the show's producer extraordinaire, Michael Day, and now it's time to meet the lovely lady in charge, relationship mediator, Angela Siegel.
You say that so well.
Well, I practice, and I am classically trained, so...
You're trained. I don't know about classically.
Trained, yes. Okay, well, enough about me. Let's meet our two singles in the studio here today. In the red corner, we have Sarah, and in the blue, we have Donna. Sarah and Donna are roommates. However, they have a beef with each other. It's not about whose turn it is to do the dishes. It's about a mutual friend named Keith. I'll let them explain it a little more, but I call this the case of the hijacked boyfriend.
Well, Donna, tell me, what would put two friends on opposite sides of the ring?
Well, Angela, I have a huge problem with my ex-friend and now ex-roommate. There's a gentleman, his name is Keith, who I was completely enamored by, adored, was very interested in, and then this one over here decides that she's just going to move in on my action. Now,
there was no action.
Oh, look, most friends would not move in on another friend's action. Now,
okay,
she knew...
Back me up here, Donna. Okay, let's back up to the story.
Okay.
Is this a name it and claim it relationship? You saw him, therefore he's yours?
I think so.
Yeah, really.
I think so. No, we didn't have a relationship. Now, we were going on this hiking trip.
Wait, let's back up.
Okay.
You didn't have a relationship, okay?
We did not have a relationship,
okay,
no.
But you knew him and Sarah knew him.
She did not know him. She only knew about him through me because I would talk about him all the time. So one day, we were on the elevator. Now, we had seen each other on like different occasions and stuff like that. And one day we were on the elevator and he says, you know, I like hiking. Do you like hiking? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, look, why don't, you come with me on a hiking trip?
And then what did he say?
He said, now I think because he's a gentleman, right?
What did he say?
He said, would you like to bring your roommate?
Why don't you invite your roommate?
Now, wait a minute.
Why would he say that?
I don't know. Were you there?
No, I wasn't there. Why would he say that?
Thank you.
Obviously, he
invited her and me to come, I think, because he didn't want to seem like he was,
But
like
you never
a bad
asked him
guy.
at this point, why the roommate? Why not just you and I?
No, and you know what? I didn't want to ask him that because
That
I
should have
thought,
been your
you know
first
what?
clue. Like,
Better
why
be
else
safe than sorry. My
She got
friend,
a point there. Sarah, so far as everything she's saying, is that what happened?
For the most part, but I have met him before. I mean, I don't know him as well as she knew him, so he's seen me before. So why else would he invite?
She did not meet him.
What did you think when
I
you
have met him?
She did not meet him. You know how she met him?
We live in the same building.
Okay, girls, put away the
We're
claws.
trying to come to a resolution.
Oh my God.
Sarah, at this point, when he asked you to come on the hiking trip, did you wonder, like, why am I being a third wheel?
Oh, I wasn't there. She came and told me that he invited me.
But you knew that you were going.
Right.
So at what point did you get on the tricycle?
Because she begged me to go.
I didn't.
She was like thinking, oh, he's not going to want to go unless I go.
I did not beg her to come.
Oh,
I
come
said,
on.
you can come if you want to.
You know he didn't want to go.
But I told her over and over and over again
wouldn't have gone if I didn't come.
I wasn't him.
Okay, let's get to the hiking trip because you guys are really boring me. Let's get to the hiking trip.
So anyways, he invites me to the hiking trip. I go out and I get, new outfit and everything because I want to look cute. And then I go inside. We're about to get ready to leave. And she has on these like little Hooter shorts and platform running shoes to go on this hiking trip.
Those are the only running shoes that I own.
Okay, so you didn't like her outfit on the hiking trip?
Pardon me?
You didn't like her outfit that she had for the hiking
No,
trip?
no, it wasn't that. It just seemed like she was trying too hard. Like when she knew that I liked him.
I
so
didn't
why
even
I was
want to
thinking
go
to myself,
on the
why
damn
is she-
hiking trip.
Well, why'd you go, Sarah?
Because she wanted me to go.
Okay, so you went. And, let me make sure I understand this correctly. It was a favor for her, but yet you wore provocative clothes for her too.
They're not provocative. I mean, those
That
are the
what you
shorts I
normally
have.
wear?
Those are the shoes that I have.
That's your hiking outfit.
Yeah.
Hot
That-
pants and
Yeah,
elevator
you know what I'm
shoes.
saying?
Thank
That is my
That's
hiking
what I go
outfit.
mountain
That's
climbing
her hiking
into.
outfit.
Oh, Michael, this is really okay.
I mean,
so-
do I look like a hiker?
No.
Okay.
But I'm wondering what you were
But
actually
I
out
don't
to
look
get.
like a hiker either. But I would.
That's not the point.
Not the point, right?
You know what? You guys are rattling like this. Ting, 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 ting. Let's get to the point. So now you're on the hiking trip.
So we're on the hiking trip. Now, I think that there's a code between friends. If I tell a friend that I'm interested in somebody, you don't think that that other person is
What
going
is
to
this, like
step
the
in.
mafia? There's a
No,
code
but
between
you know.
friends?
Girl, you
No.
know. When we're
No,
just chilling.
I don't know.
Okay.
Explain to me.
I'll explain to you. Most people, when they go out with a friend and they say, you know, that guy's kind of interesting or whatever, most people would not walk in and go, oh, well, now I think he's cute too, when you weren't even interested in him prior to that.
Okay, so let me understand the code, because obviously I don't have the decoder.
Right.
Please, the code is you see him, therefore he's yours. But like for how long?
We don't have that code. We don't have any sort of
We
code.
have been friends for a very long, well, we're not friends now, but we were friends for a very long time. And Angela,
Okay,
She always.
She broke the code.
She did.
Okay, so let's get back to the hiking trip. So you're on the hiking trip. She has on the platforms and the shorts.
we're
You
on
have
the
on
hiking-
regular hiking clothes, but you
Right.
think you're cute because you bought an outfit.
Right.
Okay.
We're on the trip. She all of a sudden starts pretending to trip and fall. She falls into Keith. Oh, catch
Well,
me,
she
catch me.
is wearing elevator running
Wow.
shoes.
I didn't
Which
know the
she
trail was
should
going to
have.
be so rough.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, she basically used the rest of the trip to manipulate him, to get him to be interested in her. She went on
I can't
and on and on.
manipulate somebody
You're a
to be
snake in
interested
the
in me.
grass.
How
You
can I
know
even
you
get him to
are. You don't
manipulate
even,
me?
you ain't
Ladies.
even what you think you are.
Ladies, if I shall be inclined to call you that. At what point did she make him like her?
Okay, I
At what
can't make
point
him
did she
like me.
I
put
think
him
if
on
you
the-
fall into somebody like this and then you spend the rest of the time leaning on them, they basically ended up walking away from the hiking trip together,
But-
which left me out completely. And I'm wondering, how can a friend do that to somebody else?
Okay, but Donna, let's take some responsibility here. Okay? Here's my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
As she's leaning on him, sprained her ankle, whatever, if he was not interested in her, he would have pushed her back the other way and ran over to you, which it
Okay.
seems as though he did not do.
And
But
can I
he
say
never
something,
had an
Angela? Can I say
opportunity to
something?
get
Maybe,
interested
wait a
in
second.
me.
Wait, let me, excuse me.
He didn't have an opportunity because she was all over him from the get-go. And if she was interested in him, then maybe I wouldn't have had as high expectations as I did.
So in other words, she beat you to the punch.
She
Okay.
betrayed me. That's what happened.
I
She
did not
betrayed
betray.
me.
Can I just say something,
Yes,
Angela?
please. How about
She is
say it to me.
She is saying that I betrayed her. She's calling me a snake. And you know what she did?
What'd she
She
do?
told him before the hiking trip even started that I had a fiance. And that's not true. I
That's
don't
what
even
this
have
is
a
all
boyfriend.
about.
Well, did you?
She lied.
You know what? I told him that because I wanted him to ask me to go on the trip by myself.
Well, you know what?
I didn't think she was interested,
Okay,
so why
but-
would it
But
matter?
so why
Well,
lie?
I'll tell
Why
you
not
why it
tell me
matters.
that?
What you're saying is it's okay for me to tell a lie to set up a trap.
Okay,
so
that's
that I can trap this guy. And you got busted. It backfired. It didn't work. He liked her better than you. I mean, get over it. That's life in the big city.
Thank you.
I'm trying to understand the reason why you all would let a man come between a relationship. Now tell me, Donna, explain to me why you think that is a good idea.
This happens all the time. Every single time I like a guy, she always comes in there somehow and gets him.
Well, you know
That
what?
is not true. You know why? Because she's always telling me about these guys that she thinks I should like. So it's hard to distinguish between who she thinks I should like and who she's talking about that she likes.
Oh,
so she's
come
talking about
on.
how
You
hot he
knew
is.
I liked
That's not
you.
true.
Okay, that's it. I've heard enough. I'll be back with my resolution. Friends to the end. That's ideal. Sarah, sometimes you have to take a back seat to your feelings, just for the sake of friendship. And in this case, you chose not to do that. When you were invited to go hiking, you didn't even really want to go. And you knew she liked Keith, so you probably should have said no, declined the invitation, and at least given them the opportunity. This is my time to talk, not yours. What you would have found is they would have seen whether or not they liked each other, and then if you all wanted to get together, you could have. Sometimes friends are more important. And in this case, I think friends were more important. Donna, you on the other hand have to understand that your code that you go by, name it and claim it, just doesn't hold true. Just because you like somebody is not a reason for everybody else in the world to keep their hands off. You know, it's not McDonald's. Just because you order a hamburger doesn't make it yours. The hamburger has to want you too. He didn't want you, he wanted her. So as much as rejection hurts, it's part of life. It's part of relationships. You know, friendships, good friendships, are really hard to find. And to allow a boyfriend, a man, or some outside party to come between two friends is ridiculous. It just doesn't make sense. And for you all to end this friendship over a boyfriend is just not smart. Think about it. What you really need to do is tell Keith to take a hike. And I mean alone. And that's that in black and white.
Next on Singles Court. Eric says implants deflated his angel.
This is the woman I've been visualizing my whole entire life. It's almost like God came to me and told me, this is the one.
Now he wants the wedding cast out unless Brenda gets things off her chest.
They're looking at Brenda with these humongous breasts.
And Singles Court is back with relationship mediator Angela Siegel. Did you miss us? Okay, let's keep this soul train moving. In our studio today, we have Brenda, who's a primary school teacher, and Eric, who owns a printing company. The two met a while back and were recently engaged and have since been planning their wedding. However, the problem arises when Brenda went to Mexico with a friend and came back with, well, you know, most people would bring back a piñata or maybe a bottle of tequila. Brenda came back with 2 new breast implants. Arriba! So I call this the case of bigger isn't always better, or viva las breastes locas.
Michael. Brenda, that's an interesting story. Tell me, start from the beginning and kind of tell me what happened here.
Oh, it certainly is an interesting story. Let me tell you, Angela. I mean, there's a problem right off the start. I meet this fantastic lady, this wonderful, I'm at a church barbecue, and I see her across the field, and there's this radiant beauty I see across the field. I mean, I'm so smitten with this woman that I have to find out right away her phone number, and I want to give her a call because I want to ask her out.
Okay.
And I phone her the very next day and ask her out and plan this fabulous dinner together. I want to travel across town to pick her up, you know, and then we're going to go for dinner. And I mean, this is the woman I've been visualizing my whole entire life. It's almost like God came to me and told me, this is the one. I mean,
nobody's disputing the fact that you were a good boyfriend.
And really, if you want to be technical,
was wonderful.
I was asking her what the issue was, and you jumped in with your...
It's a metaphor for the entire relationship.
We were touched by an angel.
I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, he was great. Like, he brought me flowers. He'd, you know, take me to really nice places. He drove across town to pick me up. I live like 20 minutes away from where he lives.
Okay.
It was wonderful. It was great. It was great.
How did we get from that to where we are to?
Well, I mean, this
he was a real gentleman.
A gentleman who, you know, who gets down. When we went over after 4 months, I decided this is the woman I want to be with, and I want to propose to her. I mean, I went down on my knees and I proposed
so much of a gentleman.
to this woman. I bring a ring into my pocket, ask her to marry me.
That's touching. However, my question: how did we get here today from that lovely story? And don't get me wrong, it's lovely, but we only have so much time.
Well, all right. Well, first of all, I just want to add a little point here, is that I always go along with whatever he says. Whatever he wants, he gets. Like, we have this whole issue about the whole, like, premarital sex thing. And, I mean, he's a real gentleman. He doesn't want to do anything but hold hands and kiss.
You're bending. We agreed upon with me that's what it should be like, no premarital sex.
Michael, did I miss something here? Wasn't this supposed to be about breast implants?
It's about breast implants.
There's no premarital sex. And she goes off to Mexico with her friend. You know, this is going to be the last hurrah. Her friend's going to be some sort of behavior, running around the beach,
I go with my friend
men.
to help her because she's having a medical procedure done, and she needs somebody to go with her.
Oh, yeah, real.
And what? Which she's
the breast implant.
She was having breast implants.
Yeah, so I go along, you know what, and he's a reputable doctor. He's got, like...
What is it, like Bodies by Juan? I mean, how did you...
No, it was a real doctor.
How could you trust any doctor in Mexico?
No, like, it was a real doctor.
I think that's a general statement, but, I mean...
Okay, it was a real doctor, and I mean, she got hers done, and the pictures were great, and the estimate was really low, and I figured, you know...
So she comes back from Mexico. Let me tell you, she comes back to Mexico with her friend.
Wait a minute, wait. Let's back up here. So you're in Mexico, you have this flashing light bodies by wand, but you say he's a real doctor with great estimate.
real doctor,
so you like
yeah, right.
go in and have the procedure done on like with what research?
Tell her. What research?
Well, my friend had done a lot of research because she was going down to get it done, so I trusted her research.
I mean, this is an abomination. I mean, I can't even believe that she would consider having this done. You know, let alone here in North America, in Mexico.
Okay.
The reason I got it done was because...
because what? Why did you get it done? I mean, why did you get it done there at that moment? I mean,
so she comes
because
back.
The opportunity was there.
So she comes back and I see her, and it's not. I don't pick her up from the airport. I see her the next day at church. We're meeting in church. I walk into the church, and all of a sudden I see all the men staring over in this corner past one of the pews, and I'm looking at this lady.
And
next thing I know, they're looking at Brenda with these humongous breasts. I can't believe it. I mean, I've got like Samson. This is Delilah cutting my hair off.
Eric, can I ask you a question? May I?
Yes,
Please?
you may.
When you're in church, do you ever sit quietly and listen?
Well, of course.
Well, then give it a try today, okay?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Now, give me an idea of like what she looked like before. I mean, I look at her now and she looks fine to me, but I don't know what she looked like before. What she looked like before?
She was this fabulous woman, an angel. She was a radiant angel.
And breast made her what? A devil?
Yes.
Yes.
Now she's a fallen angel.
Oh.
A fallen angel.
She is a fallen
Speaking
angel.
of fallen angels, I have a little light to shed on this situation.
Please do. I mean, that's like, please.
So one night I was at the mall the day before, and I got a gift for him, and I forgot to give it to him while we were out on our date, and I figure, you know, I'll hop in my car and I'll meet him at the stoplights, right? So I'm in my car, I drive up, he's got
Well, you're following me in your car now?
I am following you to give you a gift.
Let her tell the story.
No,
Goodness
okay.
gracious.
He's got the wrong signal on, like to go the wrong direction. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'll follow him and see where he's going. So
was I going to a charity function?
You know what? You got one more time and you're going to be knocked out. You're going to be the fallen angel.
He pulls into the House of Jugs, the home of the Triple D. And not only did it happen this once, I followed him after that to see if it was maybe just like a one-time experience. 4, 5, 6 times.
Let me explain the reason why I went into this place. I want to explain why I went into this place.
Explain to me why you're in Mother Jugs. That's a strip joint.
Yes, it's a strip.
You know, I know, Michael, you've never been there, but I know what it is. It's a strip joint. So why are you in a strip joint with all those fallen angels?
He finds it attractive. That's like why I decided to do it.
Because a man has a certain urge, but that's after, you know, you have these urges, but you don't say that not towards your fiance, not until you get married. I would never want to put that upon my wife, that I would want that from her, or from my fiance, not until I'm married. So I had these urges, so I look at these women on stage to satisfy some of these urges, and I'm just looking at them. But I would never expect that from my wife.
Well, let's think about this, okay? You're at Mother Jug's house of boobs, and you're looking at it to satisfy your, you call urges. So help me to understand how that is justified when they have the same implants that your now wife-to-be has. Why are theirs okay and hers aren't?
Because there's a difference between a stripper and my fiance who's going to be my wife.
But you know,
they're fallen women. They're going to hell. Let me tell you this.
But so are you, because you're sitting in there. When hell comes, you'll be sitting right in there with them.
I'm not going to hell. I'm going
to
hell.
They're going to hell, and you're paying for their limo ride while you're sitting there.
Do you realize the decision you have to make, Brenda? Do you realize this? This is the man you're going to marry. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll be back.
Well, let me tell you right now.
No, let me tell you.
We're not going to get married.
No kidding.
We're not going to get married unless she gets them taken out.
They say, preacher boy, turn it off.
I don't need to tell you that this is not about breast implants. It's about do as I say, not as I do. Brenda, to have a major medical procedure done, such as breast augmentation, and not tell your fiance, or at least consult with him, was wrong. I mean, there's just no way that I can justify that as being a good idea. You really showed that you would be willing to make a major decision and not include your lifetime partner. And that's not the way a marriage can work. I mean, relationships don't work that way either, long-term committed relationships. So you were wrong, flat out wrong, and no pun intended. You, on the other hand, have to realize, Eric, that those fingers that you point, the one you point like this in judgment, 4 of them point back at you. So you're saying, I do it, but you can't. These strippers, they're fallen angel, but I'm not. But realize when they fall in good company, right with you, because you're right where they land. You know, relationships are about communication on both parts. Both of you are responsible for communicating with each other. Brenda, you chose not to communicate with Eric and not let him know what was going on. You felt as though it was your decision, even though he was to be your lifetime partner. And Eric, you chose to communicate with strippers instead of your fiance. So both choices were wrong and really did not allow the other one to go on and build a marriage. As far as I can see, you all at least need to call off the wedding for now, at this point, because you need to determine what is it that you want out of a marriage. And understand this, a good marriage is not measured by the cup size. And that's that in black and white.
Well, there you go. What did we learn today? If you set traps in the forest, you better beware, because it might be your leg that gets caught in it. And when Moses came down from the mountain, he had 2 big tablets in his hands. But it's not the same as coming home from Mexico with 2 big boobs. Join us next time here at Singles Court, the final word for singles.